school. Here's my favorite of all the whole Jedi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's my favorite. He's just so fantastic with his mind. Feel how light that is.
This film is an emotional body blow where the fist goes wrist deep into the viewer's gut. And it would be so even if we were not living in these difficult times. I like that the people are having funerals for the victims. And I like that the subject is doing his leather tooling to deal with his pain.
A beautifully done, tragic documentary about the thousands of lives that were often nameless, that were lost through lynching or hate crime due to anti-Black racism. And there could not be a better time to watch this film. It's heartbreaking, it's frustrating, it's filled with compassion, and it should be really required viewing in schools. I wish that this were told, that this part of history were told. It's not even that long ago. And one of the stars of the documentary, his name is Winfred, and he is an artist who lived through a lynching. And again, this is in the 60s, not that long ago. So he's still wearing the scars, literally, figuratively. Yeah, I really don't know what to say. It was incredibly moving, and it's going to stay with me for a while. This is very
far
powerful.
My absolute favorite doc out of this entire festival. It was heartbreaking to see what Winfred went through and what he's still going through. The fact that he can't sleep at night, that pulled at my heartstrings. But what he is producing with his leather work and telling his life story in 50 pictures is absolutely incredible. And I'm glad that even though that triggers a lot of heartache and bad memories, I can see that it's healing. I could see it, in him describing it and him working on it and him talking to his mom at the end. That made me cry. It was beautiful. This was just a very impactful documentary. I believe it needs to be shown to the world. I'm asking permission to do that. And yeah, just incredible. I especially loved the funeral scene for all of the poor Black people who were lynched or drowned and never got a funeral. Absolutely took my breath away. This was expertly crafted. Yeah, just my favorite.
This was probably one of the most powerful films I've seen in a really long time. It's so important to talk about. I like that they made a point to say several times, this is our history, this is all of our history. We can't deny that. You can't pretend it didn't happen. You do have to talk about it. You do have to teach it. You do have to address it, because it did in fact happen, and we are still dealing with it to this day. So I think that actually addressing all of those things and just coming right out and saying this is what happened, is so powerful, and it needs to be talked about more. It needs to be brought up more, because the more it's talked about, the more it's taught, the more all of these things kind of happen, the more we can try to grow and heal. And I think that everybody could benefit from that.
An exceptional ride. This conversation has been taking place since the late 1880s rather. We have made progress, but slowly, and many more Black Americans and North Americans as well still need a voice. Wilfred's act is poignant, as is his voice. The platform for all of these voices is long overdue and is key now more than ever to move forward. And overall, the narrative here was quite eloquent.
What I love is the colors. The camera is amazing. The sound is perfect. The music. But what is most important is the main hero, Winfred Rembert, who is the last living person who remembers the lynching that happened in America in the times of Ku Klux Klan. His amazing collection of Star Wars toys and his craft of working the leather and making the paintings on it just got me. It's an amazing film. I can strongly recommend it.
This documentary is important and difficult and painful. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I love this one. This was, I mean, it's just an amazing documentary. Like every aspect of it is really well done. All the way from like the score is beautiful and well balanced to the the actual like camera work and like the use of B-roll and the editing and the pacing and the overall structure and that's simply just like the technical sides. Like once you actually get into like speaking to Wilfred and him sharing his story, I could just listen to that guy talk for a day, like 24 full hours. So I don't know. And his artwork is beautiful, like the leather work. It was just a really well done piece, and it's also so timely right now. I hope that this short gains like a lot of traction at festivals, or if festivals are even happening. Like the filmmaker should really try to get this out there because it's so, I don't know, it's just very eye opening, and for people like me that don't come from that part of the United States, it's it's just it's a great learning experience, and thanks for making this. So.